What is up, guys, and welcome to another video. I'm gonna check up on the NBA. I'm gonna do a checkup on the NBA and the Knicks as a whole. Um, uh, so let's get right into it. Randall is getting his footing. I think my thing about Randall here is that we all knew he's gonna get his footing. It's just like ankle surgery sucks, and I've never had ankle surgery, but I would guess it sucks, man. I don't know, but it was good to see him get back, get his footing in these last like 3 games and or last like week or so, get his footing back, which we always knew he was gonna get. Um, but yeah, I don't really have a lot to talk about this because we all knew. I mean, the man's an All NBA player. It always. I think JJ Redick to this. It always regret. Like it always goes to, like the mean. Like you're always gonna go back to like I don't know how he said it. You're always gonna go back um to like where it's supposed to be. And even he's an all NBA talent, so he's gonna be an all NBA talent. But it will take some time, or maybe a few days, maybe a few months, maybe like 2 months, maybe 3 months. But it'll take time. But you'll always get that all NBA player. So yeah, I think we all know Randall's a great player. And he's gonna be an all NBA player. I hope, but I don't think so. But you know what I mean, like that all star player. You always know he's gonna get back to 20 and 10 on and decent hustle. But yeah, RJ shooting is one of the things about RJ's development is even if you're like a casual fan, you turn the next game, you can see RJ Barrett's threes and how he just looks confident and how you can obviously see that he's stepping into those shots and he's not hesitating. And that's big for someone who is coming off a terrible shooting year. I mean, not a terrible shooting year, but, like 35, 34%. I don't know the exact. I'm not going to here to look up the stats, but, somebody coming off that type of year, step in your threes. I mean, we learned this when we're like in 7th, 8th grade. Step in your threes, hit it. Confidence. You got to have confidence in that shot. And that's what he has. And when he stinked, felt like he didn't have confidence in his shot, and now he does. I mean, again, there's always you have to get better at your shot too, but confidence is one of the biggest things. And yes, he did get better at his shot, but the biggest thing you can see is confidence, and he has confidence in the shot that he worked on over the offseason. I feel like in these first few games, uh, Grimes he doesn't look as like quick and as decisive and as attack mindset as he did before. What he did in his last season was I'm gonna attack this closeout because this guy's gonna react to my 3-point shot. We all know how good of a 3-point shooter Quentin Grimes is, even though he'll miss like 6 threes last game. We always know even the great shooters have games like that. Not saying that Grimes is up there as a great shooter, he's a good shooter. But you also need to learn how to, when your 3-point shot gets respected, and it will, because he's going to turn into a good 3-point shooter, you got to be able to attack the closeout. And I just haven't seen him attack that closeout yet this season. And he's got opportunities of, but I feel like somebody said it best, is that the ball is like a hot potato for Quentin Grimes. It isn't good. It's not good at all. Because you might think it's helping your offense, but it just isn't. It just straight up isn't. You playing hot potato with the basketball is not helping your offense at all. Like, go make a play. You're an NBA player. Go take it off the dribble. Not even take it off the dribble. Go do a pump fake dribble, and then if you're off ball, go make a cut. Go make a cut back door. Come on, like this is simple stuff. Attacking closeouts and cutting back door is what you learn when you're in 8th grade. Like these are elementary stuff. It's elementary stuff. But he just hasn't been aggressive when it comes to that. He's just been settling for 3-point shots. And if we get him more as a cutter and as a attack and close outside player, as a defender, you have to pick one. You have to pick one. You always have to pick one. And the offense player is always going to have a advantage because you're always going to have to pick one, and you can easily You can go out and overcommit to the three. He'll drive right past you. But that's just what he's not doing this season. And as a defender, all you're just doing is selling out for a 3-point shot because you know he's not aggressive and they'll just swing it back to the next player. And also, we can agree that Quentin Grimes, besides Mitchell Robinson on the offensive end, he's kind of the worst offensive player on this starting lineup. Um, but still, you need to be respected. And you with the ball like a hot potato is not making you respected. You need to be respected as a scorer. Not even as a scorer, just somebody who could tackle closeout, somebody who could um put defense off guard, somebody who can just take the defense off guard or something. Take a pump fake, one dribble pull up, or pump fake, side step three, just a little side step, not like what Jason Tatum does, but you know what I mean, like pump fake, dribble it to the side, gather your feet, set your feet, three. I mean, just those stuff will make you respected in the NBA, and that's just what he isn't doing, and that's what he should do. Um, I mean, I haven't played. I mean, I'm not like an NBA player, but I know this stuff, man. I mean, I know that there's more stuff that not DiVincenzo that Grimes can do that he has shown to me that he can do, and it's just he hasn't done it. Um, DiVincenzo, I mean, we all knew coming in that he's gonna be a great addition. Definitely, we always know these not Portland these Golden State Warriors players are always great. Are always great. Um, They always know how to cut off the ball. They always know how to. They're always opportunistic, and that's the best word I can put in because they know when just in case. Like let's put it an example. Reynolds in the post, double comes. DiVincenzo's man's doubling. He knows how to cut back door. He knows how to do that. The stuff that I want, what I want Grimes to do, is stuff that DiVincenzo's doing. So I don't know. I think that DiVincenzo's a better basketball player right now because what he's doing is he's cutting back door, he's taking the defense off guard, and he's just making good basketball plays. And his ball handling's great, but I'm not expecting Grimes to be a great ball handler. This is like year 3. I'm not expecting him to be a great ball handler, especially when he's a starter and not coming off the bench. But we can make the decision who's that's not starting a bench player, not a decision that I'm not gonna make. But what we've seen is DiVincenzo just being a better ball handler off the bench, just being able to stabilize that bench unit with quickly, and Barrett. Because you might think, okay, Jack, why is Barrett coming off the bench? He plays with the bench. Let's just be honest here. I'm saying so. We're gonna get to quickly here. Quickly, we all know this as well, and we know that DiVincenzo is a good ball player. We know that quickly needs to get paid. Um, and this is a way that I would have done. I would have paid him way before, paid him right at the day that that is like the day you could have paid him at. I think you should have paid him because the money's only gonna get higher, and you can't let this guy leave. You cannot because this guy is a is a star of a player, and he has shown that. Off the bench, just a weapon. Knicks need a big wing. I don't know if it's a small forward, power forward. They need a big wing. Having Josh Hart guard Naz Reid isn't ideal. It's not ideal, and I've seen some plays where Gobert like this isn't it's just not ideal. I want like Gallinari. I know there's like people like going, oh, Gallinari is gonna lead the Wizards. I mean, it's not like the biggest thing in the world. Like okay, like LeBron's gonna lead the Lakers, but it's gonna help us if we pick up Danilo Gallinari, which will give us like Arcidiacono and a stack. No, I don't think. But something like that, like Arcidiacono, McBride. I don't think McBride's leaving, but Arcidiacono is second. Like it's just like that to get Danilo Gallinari in the squad and just have somebody who can go up against a player like Naz Reid. Because having Josh Hart out with Naz Reid just isn't going to work. As much as Dibs thinks he can play 1 through 5, he can't. He's not John Isaac. You see John Isaac, he's a monster, and we'll get to him. But you can't do that, and it just won't work. Mitchell Robinson is top 5. I don't know what he's top 5 at. He's top 5. He's just top five. He's amazing. I don't know what else to say. The man has shown improvement in the rebounds. I mean, it's just great to watch a guy play who is our team. Like he. If you think of our identity, that's rebounding, extra opportunities. Mitchell Robinson does that, and it's just beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see a player who I know will bring it every single night. Only if he's injured, then he won't bring it. But he won't even play tonight. But just a player that I know will bring it every night. And even if I don't know that Julius Randle will bring it every night, I know Mitchell Robinson will bring it every night. It's just great to have a player like that. Um, Josh Hart needs to stop hesitating on his threes. Same thing with Quentin Grimes. Even though Quentin Grimes is a better player, better 3-point shot, better 3-point shooter. Um, Still, you if you're getting wide open shots, again, there's been some times where Joshua has been wide open, and if you want the defense to respect you, you have to hit 3-point shots. You gotta at least shoot it. Like you're gonna have to have defenses guard you, but there's just not because you're just not shooting threes. And it's gonna have to happen in the playoffs. You're gonna have to make threes, man. You just have to make threes. If you want to be a backup three in this league, you just have to make threes. Um, I don't care about your rebound. You have to make threes. I'm still a big fan. The guy is like my play style on the basketball court is his play style. He's made me a hustle player, and he's the reason why I'm a hustle player. I'm still a big fan, man. I'm still a big fan. Um, iHeart is great. Um, he's a great backup center. Whenever Mitch leaves the floor, as good as Mitch is, we have another player like him that maybe that's good, but can fill the gap. It's like nothing happened, kind of, but can fill the gap, and it's great. It's great to have a center who can do that because sometimes you have players like your starting center come off like Joel Embiid, and then even though Mitchell Robinson no Joel Embiid, but you know what I mean, like Joel Embiid go off, and then you have Andre Drummond come on. That was like a Sixers team like a few years ago when Andre Drummond's back at center. But that stuff just never happens with us. I mean, you have Mitchell Robinson, an amazing offensive rebounder, and then you have iHeart come on, and it's like the same player almost. But yeah, let's get in the NBA. Let's get in the actual NBA here. I'm done talking about the Knicks. The Knicks, you know, are the only thing I'm thinking about right now. But you know, let's get the Lakers. The Lakers are a team that I don't know. They're playing right now, but it's something like is a big question on their whole entire role players. LeBron's great. We all know LeBron's gonna bring it every single night. He's amazing, and the way he's bringing it every single night at that age, I know people just keep saying it over and over again. The guy's in I think he's in year 21. I have no clue. The guy's in year 21, and he's just bringing it like he's in year like 5. But he is, and I know everybody says it, but he just is. And what LeBron's doing is just amazing. It's just amazing to watch. You can't take that stuff for granted, man. Um, what he's doing in at year like 21, I don't know what year it is for him actually, but he's like 39. He's bringing it at whatever age he's at. It's great to see, man. It's great to see him go up with players like Jason Tatum, who's like 24, 23 years old. I don't know. I actually don't know the player ages at this point, but him going up with players like that is just great. It's great to see. Just the longevity. It's very fun to see because you know I didn't start watching basketball until I don't know 2015, 2014. That was like LeBron's. I know like 32 years old, 33 years old. I've never seen like it's. I think I've seen a lot of LeBron, and I think I'm lucky that because some people my age didn't think they were going to see as much as LeBron as they do. I'm lucky. I'm seeing LeBron at a high level. I'm really lucky. Uh, and I think we should all be too. And I don't think we should take it for granted. Golden State Warriors. Now the thing about them, they're a team that they rely on Curry. And I know coming on this season, they have players like Wiggins and Clay and Kevon Looney and Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga is supposed to take a step up. I don't really watch the games, but all I'm hearing is the main I watched the game against OKC, another ridiculous game, by the way. Um, uh, but Wiggins did turn it up in the game against OKC. I'm not tuning into their games that much, but what I'm seeing is he's taking a step up. He's playing better. And that's great to see because the man was playing awful. He had an awful stretch of basketball in the first few weeks, but it's the first few weeks. Again, like all-star players will be all-star players. Wiggins not an all-star player, but like 20 point per game scores will be 20 point per game scores when it's all said and done. I mean, I think Wiggins and Clay, like Clay's a 39% three-point shooter at this age. He's like a 34% shooter now. It will go back to 39% shooter. Trust me, I think it will. I don't know if you really trust me on that, but I think it will. I mean, I trust it. I trust it. I trust it. But I wrote Zach LaVine possible trade. I think that's a possible trade. Zach LaVine goes to Golden State Warriors. I don't know about that one as I see it here on my notes. I don't know. Do they trust Clay Thompson and Wiggins to bring it up to tune it up to start turning it up? I think they do. I think they have to, and I think they have to unless they're like, okay, I want to get rid of Moses Moody and a salary pick filler and like a pick. I don't even know if that's enough for Zach LaVine, but just something like that. Maybe. I don't know how much they value Moses Moody. But they just have a good. I think they have a pretty good roster. They just need to start turning up. That's the biggest thing here, and we'll see them turning up. I don't know who they're playing, but we'll see them turning it up in the next few weeks. I think I can say that for sure. Celtics, they're amazing, and my biggest thing with the Celtics, as good as Robert Williams is, I still think Robert Williams is a great player. Sad to see him have like I don't know if he's going through knee surgery or something like that. He's out for the season, which is sad to see because the man he's lingered with injuries, but he's great. He was great. But my biggest thing with Jason Tatum is I really felt like to complete this amazing team. I think to complete this amazing team was a floor spacer. This guy who spread the floor, and I know Drew Holiday's great and all, but they had Marcus Smart. But what I was saying is they need somebody who can spread the floor, and they had Al Horford. Does Al Horford really like you're going to trust him at the starting center position? I think you trust Porzingis more at the starting center position. The way he has been able to just impact this team defensively and offensively has just been amazing. And it's great to watch after all those injuries. I know I'm here sitting here as a Knicks fan, like being happy for KP, but the man went through injuries, and I know the way he handled it being on the Knicks organization, but it's great to see him. Just it's great to see him play good basketball again. Maybe not great for me to see because I'm a Knicks fan and we're probably going to see him a lot, but it's great. It's great to be able to like be be a time where Porzingis is back to like not Knicks form, but like back to some way like that. But let me give a shout out to people who are not supposed to get who not don't usually get shout outs. Derek White. Derek White is an all defensive player. And he'll bring it every single night. I don't know what he'll bring it at which floor he'll bring it offensively or defensively, but he'll bring it. He'll bring it. And if he brings it offensively, he's always going to bring it defensively. That's terrible. But I don't know if he'll bring it you every single night offensively, but he'll bring it to you almost every single night defensively. And that's something that the Celtics need. And um, just just great. Um, just the Celtics just need Derek White to bring it up offensively and defensively. He's someone who's going to make all defensive team. He's a great defender. Uh, Someone who causes problems and can play 1 through 3, and just great to see. Celtics. I don't know if we need to talk about them anymore. San Antonio. The way let's talk about San Antonio here. The way that them and Wemby has been is that Pop and Wemby have went. I think they're starting this period where they're like, let's let Wemby cook, kinda like yeah, I know it's kind of weird to say, but let Wemby cook and then in like a few months we'll start in like a month or two we'll start like trying to build a system around him, and then we'll see what he can do, and then we'll build a system around him. I think that's a beautiful way. That's a beautiful way. I think they have the luxury to do that because of San Antonio Spurs, and Pop knows what he can do, knows what he can't, and we'll build a system around him, and that's great. Wemby is back to 27 tonight. I just he's a generational talent. I mean, we can go on and on about him, but the Mavs. I love talking about the Mavs. I love it because there's such a team, a weird team. There's such a team that I'll take my losses on because I didn't think they were going to be good. Luke and Kyrie look great. They do. Uh, it's the thing about getting a full training camp is big because it felt like when Kyrie got traded for, it was just a little bit of time, and they didn't have a full training camp. But now I feel like they know how to gel together under Jason Kidd. It's great to see. Lack of interior defense and lack of a big wing is something they've lost. The big wing part, especially since they lost Dorian Finney-Smith. Um, but I do think that if the Raptors keep losing, you can try to swing in the OG Anunoby sweepstakes. I don't know. He's a wing. He can guard and just somebody who you can get. Maybe a player like that. Maybe if you can't get OG Anunoby, maybe you go out and get like a player like I don't know who's on the. I don't even man. No, now Caruso's like just need a big wing, man. Just you need a big wing, and and you need some interior defense. But Lively is amazing. Shout out Lively. Shout out Derek Lively is great, and he's going on a radar because no one really talks about him. But that rookie is amazing, and he's holding out that center spot that the Mavs need. He's holding it down. They don't want you don't want the White Powell starting. As good as not to disrespect the White Powell, if you want to make the playoffs, the White Powell can't be your starting center. You need to get a center, and Derek Lively has been just that amazing. Giannis and Dame are getting better together. It's going to take time, and I don't know how you want to overreact. You want me to talk about this? It's going to take time. It's going to take time. Giannis has never played with this offensive weapon in his life. It's going to take time for him. I think that Adrian Griffin has listened to his players very well because I mean, listen to Dame is kind of easy because he knows, and I think they put Brook a deeper drop, and it does improve their defense. And I know, like ever since I know it looks bad defensively, like as a stat wise, but you can look since that Knicks playing game, it's been great that defensively. Like I think 11th or 12th, and that's great compared to last. Uh, yes, I still think that Drew's a big loss, but if they can clamp it up defensively, which they can, they have interior. They can be a team that can clog the paint. And I know you need perimeter defense nowadays, but defending the paint is not that far behind. It's important because players want to put ring pressure on the paint. If they're scared to try, then they can't do that. And Brook Lopez is spacer. We can go on and on about Brook Lopez and the great player he is. But this one is kind of this team is the storyline of the season for me. Not storyline of the season. I'm going to put this in a different way. As the selling team of the year, and it is the Chicago Bulls, and they need to blow it up. And I don't know if everybody's saying this, but they definitely need to get rid of everybody and everybody who's decent. Vucevic, DeMar, Caruso, Zach LaVine, like they all need to go. Like you can't expect mid. Mid's not gonna work. Mid won't work. And especially if LaVine is mad, it won't work. When is the last time the Bulls have done anything? The Vucevic, LaVine, and DeMar, that trio is terrible. I'm not even call that big three here. We're not even call that. That just hasn't worked. And you just need to be like, cut my losses, let's go. Because you cannot sit here waiting around. Especially the Chicago deserves better. You cannot sit here waiting around. Just get rid of them, cut your losses, and say you messed up. And you could add Franz Wagner, but that's whatever. And just say, let me clean house and let's go. Let's go. Maybe fire Billy Donovan. I don't know. I'm not calling for anybody's job here, but maybe just get a hold. Just dump your team, man. It's just you need to cut your losses and you need to do it fast because who really wants Zach LaVine? I think everybody's good with scoring. I don't know. You gotta try to just you know just rebuild again. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow for both fans. I mean, maybe it isn't, but because like mid, they don't really want to be mid, but it's hard pill to swallow. But you just have to. And if you're if your young players Kobe White and Patrick Williams, you can't sit around here and deal with that. You cannot. You need to get that number 3 pick or number 2 or number 1 pick. You cannot be sitting here with a 15 pick and be like, "Oh, we got the next star." No, you don't. Because the same thing you did with Kobe Bryant, the same thing you did with Patrick Williams, even though Patrick Williams was number 4. But and you need to hit on that pick. You can't be. You just gotta hit. You just gotta get a ball player, man. With that pick, you gotta tank and you gotta get a ball player, and you just cannot go and take swings like Patrick Williams because he just looks disinterested in the game of basketball right now. He just doesn't look like he wants to play. And he's just not somebody that you selected the 4th overall pick. And it was just not a good pick. And just Chicago is not good. It's not good for Chicago at all. It just isn't. But they can make it better. They can make it better by just waiting for this next draft class and just becoming a fun team and just rebuilding that way. Like you don't just get your picks and move on, and wait for this draft, and just become a rebuilding team, and don't teeter around mid because that just won't work. It won't work. It just won't. And just you know, just blow it up. That's all I want to say for Chicago because they have been losing games they shouldn't. They've been making Zach LaVine unhappy, and you need to let him go. You need to let him go. I know it sucks, but you having that momentum you having that tank momentum into the next season and getting that getting that not star player, but getting that high draft pick, and just knowing you get a ball player and knowing that you got somebody who can build around is something that rebuilding teams don't have, especially going into rebuild. Like if you want to get a rebuild, you're just plowing right through and getting that second pick or first pick, and you can get that somebody you can build around. Some rebuilding teams don't have that luxury, but they're gonna have that luxury if they get rid of if they get rid of their players, and they need to. I don't know what picks they have, what picks they don't. But getting Vucevic is just it's going down as one of the worst trades. I think like Franz Wagner, like you gave we just can't because it's hindsight because we just can't. I know I'm going pretty harsh on Chicago, but they just need like everybody like Caruso, DeMar, Levine, Vucevic all need to go. Maxey is looking great. Let me introduce. Okay, 76ers. Let me introduce them. Maxey's looking great, and Maxey's looking great, but I saw this. Okay, Maxey's looking great. Okay, Maxey. Let me redo my take. Maxey is looking great. I saw this. I definitely did because it was in last preseason. I was in not preseason in last playoff. I was like, yo, this guy Tyrese Maxey gonna be a star. I don't know if it will be next year. I don't know if it will be the year after that. He's gonna be a star eventually. Eventually, I don't know if he's gonna have to get traded to be a star. It's gonna eventually have to happen. It's just written in the stars because this man can play, and he's not star yet. I'm talking about I'm talking me postseason last year. I would say postseason last year he's not a star yet, but he has been, and this season, I figured it out. It's been written in the stars. He had to be a star because he just is that good, and he's that player who can score in bunches and has really playmaking, can put his players in right spots, and just knows how to play basketball at a high level. He can shoot, and Harden definitely held him back. Just being able to just be like, okay, I'm now the man of the offense. And the connection between Embiid and Maxey is just friendship. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes you just need friendship. Just somebody who can lean on. And not even just in basketball, but that's whatever. Like basketball, it's great. It's great to have somebody you can lean on because, especially if it's the best player, and that's great because I feel like Embiid is feeling. Embiid's the happiest now. He's happy because he's finally having a fun time with the players he's playing with, and that's Tyrese Maxey. Their connection's amazing, and their connection's amazing to watch. And it's amazing how two players can connect very well. And it's amazing how James Harden's now off the team, and they're connecting very well. You know, whatever. I'm gonna stop taking shots at James Harden. Um, OKC, Shed is really producing, but it's off. Oh God, I'm spitting a lot. It's off. There's a stat out there where he's producing like the most off his other players, and that's to be expected, man. You're a center, you're just gonna catch and kind of shoot the ball or catch and go up, and that's what he's been doing. And the great thing about it all is like right now he's shooting about 45% for three, and it's just something that not a lot of teams have when they're starting center that can you shoot 45%, and that's what Chet been doing, and having Shea, who's amazing, amazing. That man let me put it to perspective. Um, what he did against the Warriors, he blocked Stephen Curry, went down and dunked the basketball. I don't know if he dunked it, layup. I don't know, but he just did that, and that's just amazing. That's a man who's a two-way basketball player, and now I don't think any top guard is able to do that. Like Halliburton, no. Brunson in the East, Brunson, no. Curry, no. Like there's not a lot of great point guards can play two way the way Shea can. I mean, Drew Holiday, that's kind of it. De'Aaron Fox, maybe, but the way Shea does it with his length, it's just great to watch. Um, Minnesota, the defense. I just watched them do stuff to my Knicks that I don't want to see happen. But I gotta give credit where credit's due, and they are a great defensive team, and they just know how to play defense together. And there's led by some great defense players, Rudy Gobert, but it's a team effort. It's always going to be a team effort here. When I'm looking at this, you know, I kind of compare it to the Knicks in when they were 4th seed. Just their defense, team defense is amazing, and this way they build the culture, and they have this Anthony Edwards type guy who's a star player, and I would compare Anthony Edwards to Julius Randle on the 4th seed. Do not take offense to that. I'm comparing Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards. Do not take offense to that because Julius Randle was a bucket in the 4th seed. But Anthony Edwards playing at a different level though. He's playing amazing, and just remember that they still have Cat, and you just and also the same thing with Kyrie and Luka is that you need a full training camp. And I think it's even more with Cat and Gobert because injuries happen. Cat had injuries when Gobert came in, and they are finally gelling well, and it's great to watch. It's great to watch, and I'm gonna watch more games of them because that's what I said. I said I'm gonna watch more games because I love myself some defense, and of course I love myself some offense because I just sat there and watched the whole entire Hawks versus Pacers game. But you know that's neither here or there. But the Rockets, they're a fun team. They're just a fun team. That's why I wrote it. They're just a fun team, and I know they won't be up there in the conference, the whole entire season, but it's just fun to watch. It's just fun to watch, and Şengün is always going to bring it on night. Is a player that can bring it on a night to night basis, passing, shooting. It's like watching. I hate to say Walmart because it just isn't nice. But not a lot of players like Jokic. He's playing Jokic-esque. Let me just say Jokic-esque. He's playing Jokic-esque every single night. It's great to see. Dylan Brooks, scapegoat to Minnesota. Not scapegoat, Minnesota? No. Scapegoat in Memphis. Playing amazing in Houston. Just great. Great contract. Playing great. Fred VanVleet holding down. They just need a player who can connect this team, and that's what Fred VanVleet has done. Pistons, the way they have treated Cade is awful. You select this guy number 1, and you treat him like absolute absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. You treat him like absolute garbage. You have him with literal zero spacing. Where's the spacing around him? You cannot expect him to succeed when he's getting guarded by 3 players. There is no way that you can expect a guy to succeed when he's guarded by 3 players. He's producing. I mean, he's not producing. That's why he's not producing. And no player can produce when you have zero spacing. I know Cade will be a great player. It's just about what team will be built around him. Like, you got to build a team around him. Trading Sadiq Bey is terrible. Why would you trade Sadiq Bey? Why? Why in the heck would you trade Sadiq Bey? I know the losses. They've lost like a lot of games since they traded Sadiq Bey. But even outside of that, why? You lose so much spacing, and you bring in James Wiseman? James Wiseman? James Wiseman? Are you kidding me? Like, Sadiq Bey is that spacer. And you're just leaving him in Atlanta. You need him now. You need him. You're starting Kevin Knox for spacing. Why did you trade Sadiq Bey? It makes no sense. Makes no sense. I have respect for Troy Weaver, but I don't have respect for that move at all. And that's just, imagine Cade with Sadiq Bey right now. Amazing. Pacers, man, they just played a game that that I don't know if I'll ever see again. That game was amazing. Just everyone making shots is just so fun to see. And I also love defense, but I mean, no one can hate everybody just making shots. That's just fun to watch. The Pacers, no matter if they get blown out, no matter if they can't, if they're just blowing out somebody else, still it can be a fun basketball game. If you have League Pass, definitely tune in. Don't take it for granted. If you have League Pass, do not take that stuff for granted. Watch the Pacers. The Pacers are a fun team to watch. And I'm lucky I have League Pass because. And anyway, why do we not like Tyrese Halliburton is playing at a literal high, is literally playing at a best point guard in the league type level. Why is he not playing on national television? Why? I know it's the Pacers, but why? Why? The man Tyrese Halliburton is the best point guard in the league. I expect my best point guard in the league to be more on national television. Yes, I said best point guard in the league. I don't want to hear Steph Curry fans. What I just saw today, right now, is crazy. He just took every single three and went in for Tyrese Halliburton. It's amazing. And the way he can pass is amazing. And it's miles ahead of what Steph Curry can do. Passing wise. I know the team around Steph Curry. Let me not even get into this. Let me just show flowers on the Tyrese Halliburton. Amazing player. Just amazing player. And the way he can just shoot it from like almost half court, knock it down, throw it past Obi Toppin, just amazing to see. And I know I've said amazing a lot of times, but it's just incredible, just incredible to watch. The way Pacers play basketball. Magic defense is amazing. Their defense is great, and the way I know that is a literal they just ambushed the mat. They just ambushed the Pacers team a few nights ago. John Isaac returning is huge, and he's a defensive monster. There's not a lot of players in this league who are defensive monsters, but he's one of them. He's one of the few, and the way he can just get in the passing lanes, like he's great. You gotta watch for yourself. I can't just talk about it. You gotta watch for yourself. The man is one of the defenders that are must see TV for me. I mean, the way he can just deflect passes, just block shots, just must see TV. Gary Harris, amazing player. Just the resurgence for him is great to watch. He can definitely shoot the 3-ball. And you always gonna have a place in the league if you can shoot the 3-ball. The Suns need Beal back before I can make a real prediction on the team. That's it. Because and also when Beal comes back, I need a few games. I need like 20 games before I can make a prediction. So there's gonna be a lot of time before I can make a prediction on the Suns. But all I can say is Yusuf Nurkic is not playing well. But I definitely think that will regress. That will not regress to me, but that will improve, and because he is a player that we know that will improve, and he's a great center. But I just need to be able to come back for that real prediction to come out. But Duncan Robinson, man, I'm amazed. The man's playing great basketball. He can't defend a lick. He can't defend nothing, but he's playing great basketball, and that's just great to see. Duncan Robinson. Haven't played that amazing basketball since the bubble, but I just love seeing it. I love seeing it every single day. I love seeing it. But Jimmy Butler is now trying, and I think he's trying. Yes, he does try, but in the regular season, of course, the league's on notice. The league needs to get put on notice because he's trying. I think the alarm needs to go off because he's trying in the regular season. But yeah, my biggest X factor for the Heat is if Bam Adebayo will be aggressive. If Bam Adebayo isn't aggressive, this team ain't going anywhere. This team just isn't. The lack of scoring, the team won't go anywhere. If their center's going to take floaters in the paint just like twice a game or 3 times a game, they just won't go anywhere. But if Bam's aggressive, they'll go somewhere. And I don't know where it will be, but the sky's the limit for this team if Bam can be aggressive because he's a great center defensively, and we all know that. Again, same thing with the Suns for the Nuggets. I just need Jamal Murray to come back to make a prediction, to make an actual prediction. Like, I know this. You know what? Let me not. No, screw that. Because I saw Jamal Murray. This team's gonna be in the finals, and they'll win the finals again. Mark my word. They'll win the finals again. And that's my early season prediction. They'll win the finals again. They're just too good. And I know you have the Celtics, you have the Bucks, you have the Suns, but screw that. The Nuggets. We gotta see the Nuggets, man. The Nuggets are great. And this is what they're doing without Jamal Murray. Wait until Jamal Murray comes back. But that's James Harden. It looks great. I mean, that doesn't look great. He looks good. James Harden looks good. And just give him a few games. It's player. You just need to give him a few games. James Harden will be back, and he's back. To just affecting the game of basketball. I don't know which way he's playing affecting the game of basketball. He's affecting the game of basketball. He had a clutch shot a few days ago. It's great. Raptors. I mean, I don't have anything to say. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, nothing. Well, let me be honest. Scotty Barnes. Hey, Scotty Barnes playing decent. Is that it? Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. But let me get to the Kings here. I'm so mean to Toronto Raptors fans. I just don't have anything to say. I just don't. It's not like they're bad or good, but they're mid, and that's it. Kings. Fox is back, and they're good. When people overreacted. How people overreact is crazy. The way they lost games without Fox, and they're like, oh, the Kings finally won games. Why? How did that happen? Because their freaking best players came back. Do you not understand that? Do you not understand how that happens? That's how it happens, man. De'Aaron Fox comes back and the team gets better. Oh my God! Like, what is this? The team starts winning when De'Aaron Fox comes back. Oh my God! Am I hallucinating? No, you're not, because that's how it works. Because that's what happens. That's what happens when you lose a star player. That's what happens. Sabonis is their kind of hub for that team, and it's great when you have a center who can be a hub. Because again, the Knicks have this with Julius Randle, not as much as they have Sabonis, because Sabonis is way better at it. But when he can make quick decisions, Sabonis is amazing at making quick decisions. Because you need to take account first. Drop that kind of like nice move in the paint, or he can just dime it up. Because him and Chris Duarte, when I was watching them against the Mavs, amazing connection. Coming back from the Pacers, it's great to see them just back together again. I know it's such a ball. It's such a non-casual thing for me to say. It's seeing Chris Duarte and Domantas Sabonis back together is great. It's such a funny thing to say because no one would think that, but they just know each other very well, and they just know where they are, and that's. I'm being serious. They know where they are, and it's great to see. It's great to see. Fox improvement from 3. How do you guard that man now? How the guy could. So what they try to do now is when De'Aaron Fox hits through a few threes, let me guard him up tight. Sir, you are guarding the fastest NBA player in the league. Zoom. Oh, now I have to leave him open because he's the fast player in the league. 3-pointer in your face. Bang. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you guard him up tight, or are you gonna guard him? Are you give him some space? Either way, you're getting a bucket on you. So it's pick your poison. How do you want to get a bucket on you, sir? How do you want to get a bucket on you? It's great to see the man just improve his game. Improve his game. It's great. It's great. Keegan Murray, he's guarding players that are very good, and it's the improvement. And a lot of Kings players had improvement. Keegan Murray, guarding good defense players. I mean, not good defense players, guarding good offense players, like great offense players, and just guarding like the best player nightly. Like we have Quentin Grimes on the Knicks, they have Keegan Murray. It's great to see. It's great to see him take the challenge because right now his shooting's not very good, but he'll Keegan Murray will get his 3-point shot back on par. You just know that. Come on. You already know what I think about the players will he'll shoot 40% for three when it's all said and done. It's well. He just well. Sabo reacting. But Mikal Bridges and let me talk about the Nets. Mikal Bridges and Nick Claxton are great. That's all I have. That's all. That's all I have, man. That's all I have. Because I'm. It's really hard to talk about this Nets team. It's this. I mean, I don't really tune into a lot of games. If I do, I'm kind of chilling. Hornets. LaMelo Ball looks amazing. For the Hornets, LaMelo Ball looks amazing. I don't care. I'm talking strictly basketball. Having Miles Bridges back, I don't want to hear about all this other stuff. I don't want having him back on the basketball court has helped the Hornets tremendously. Just having another scorer, having another dunker, just having somebody who LaMelo relies on. Hit a big three against Celtics. Just having somebody who can rely on. Just dunking. I'm gonna go right past it because but Mark Williams, great rebounder. I think that goes under the radar. I think not a lot of fans see that, but Mark Williams is a great rebounder, and I just want to put that out there because a lot of people don't look at that, don't be tuning in like that. But what I will tell you is that Mark Williams can rebound the heck out of the basketball, and yeah. What I said about the Grizzlies, they need to hold down the fort before Ja comes back, but that's just won't happen. That straight up won't happen because the injuries. And it's weird to see because what happens if Ja comes back and their record's awful? What do they do? Do they tank? Do they tank and try to get another player with Ja and Bane and Jaren? Get a top pick with Ja, Bane, Darren, and Jaren? Like that could be the move. But no, I'm thinking 2K here. I'm thinking 2K out of here. But no, the move would be to try to get your record back to even at least. Because, playing a team for the Grizzlies, they're probably gonna get out of it. Let me talk about the Cavs here. There's one Max Strus, amazing pickup. Amazing pickup. We all know. We all know the guy can shoot the heck out of the ball. The playmaking, he's played amazing. He's had amazing game playmaking the basketball against the 76ers. I heard it from the broadcast. I've been not tuned into it because I've been watching the Pacers vs. Hawks, and that's how it works. I should be at 2 games at one time, but I just don't want to, especially with the Hawks and Pacers games. Pacer game, that was amazing. But Max Strus playmaking better, and again, the guy can improve. The guy's like 26, 27. He still has room to improve his game. And yeah, if Harrison Barnes can improve, he can improve. Like, let's be honest here. Harrison Barnes has improved. I don't know where, but I just heard that he has improved. I don't know how, but maybe it's like accepting his role, cutting off. I don't know. No, but he can still improve. He's 27 years old. Injuries early in the season for the Cavs really hurt him, but it hasn't hurt him as much because they just won a game against 76ers, red hot 76ers, by the way. Having Darius Garland having Donovan Mitchell out just hurt, but Darius Garland's playing at another level. With him out, I just don't have it. It brings another question: how they coexist together? Like, let's compare and contrast. Does Donovan Mitchell hold back Darius Garland? That's a narrative that you can push. It just depends on when Donovan Mitchell comes back and how they play. But do you think that Darius Garland could spread his wings on another team? I don't know. Do they really have a shot for the championship with Donovan Mitchell? That's the only question I can have here. But yeah, Craig Porter Jr., a great player. I mean, I just wrote him down right now because he played such a hell of a game, and he's been playing great basketball through this whole entire season. It's great to have because their bench was awful. It's great to have that player that you can trust on the bench, and he could turn into that. He could definitely turn into that, man. They picked him up, and I mean, it's a miracles happen. I mean, this guy could be great. We don't know. Yeah. Pelicans. What I've heard is a Dyson Daniels improvement, which is great to see. I as a Knicks fan, when I was going this season and when I was going in the draft, I really wanted Dyson Daniels. Passing, great. I mean, the way he can score has improved. And it's definitely improved. And his defense. He's trying to take the assignment. He's taking the assignment of the best defensive player on the best offensive player on the other team. And it's great to see. Same thing with kind of Keegan Murray. Same kind of development, even though Keegan Murray's better. It's he's getting better at defending the best player, and that's great to see. Um, Zion is back, and the Pels look good. I mean, we all knew this. If Zion comes back, it's gonna be scary hours for the what Western Conference. Yeah, I'm terrible. You know, it's gonna be scary hours for the Western Conference. Maybe not as scary hours because now that CJ McCollum's out with a collapsed lung, which is so sad because you know it's sad for his health and sad for watching basketball sake. I mean, man, the Pelicans it kind of like Brandon Ingram and Zion show. But if they get this Dyson Daniels improvement, they could be pretty. They could be pretty deadly. They could be pretty good. Blazers, man, I've heard Scoot went to the G League. I got no clue. My hands are off. I don't know if it's a real source, but there's no way he's gone to the G League. There's no way you put your second overall pick to the G League. Second, third or second. I completely forgot. P.S. Simons is out. This seems to wash. This seems a real wash because they could be good. They could be decent, but it's just the injury bug right now in the early season, which is really tough. I mean, the injury bugs in the early seasons tough. Um, but Jazz, Laurie Markkinen, as I thought about this, Laurie Markkinen could be a very interesting trade piece. Very interesting. I don't know if Jazz fans are screaming at me right now and be like, oh, I want to keep Laurie Markkinen. That could be great. I just really, it's interesting to see, interesting to think about as a trade piece. Very interesting. But right now, they're a fun, competitive team. They'll keep in games. They'll be competitive. If you see them on the schedule, you can't just be like, okay, this is gonna be a win. Let me sleep it. You got to go to practice. You got a game plan. You still got a game plan. Like it's not. You're not playing the freaking Pistons. You're playing the Jazz. They're a different team. Yeah. The Wizards. Poole does not look good. Look good in Washington. But the same thing with Julius Randle. They're not the same player at all. But even if they don't look good, give them like 20 games, they'll be good again. It's just all-star players will play like all-star players. It will just go back to what it's supposed to be. And in the long 82 season, it will go back to what it's supposed to be. And I have complete faith that Jordan Poole will be a good basketball player in our next checkup, which I don't know when it'll be. Maybe a month, maybe like a few weeks. I don't know. If I feel up through it, maybe a few weeks. But I promise you, he'll be a good player. Hawks, it's a rough start. I mean, a rough trade start. A rough trade start. Um, but Murray is finding his footing, which is a good kind of like bad and good, kind of bad and good news. But hopefully his game against the freaking Pacers that was amazing, kind of boosted up Trey. But this defense, if you're telling me this team's gonna be like the fifth, sixth seed, are you kidding me? This defense not gonna win you games. This defense just won't. It just won't. Swiss cheese defense. You got Dejounte Murray for defense. He's not playing a lick of it. He's not playing a lick of it. Like, why? Like, at this point, why not just throw it Bogdanovich in the starting lineup instead of Dejounte Murray? Like, you're losing defense anyway, either way. No. Dejounte Murray's a great defense player. I don't even know why I said that, but uh, Swiss cheese defense. I don't understand that because you have Dejounte Murray. I just guess. I mean, it's hard to win even with one bad defense player. It's hard to win. It's really hard to because it's easy to hunt players nowadays. It's really easy, and you just take the pick and you just get the player you want on you. Um, that's just how it works. It's that simple. And if you want to trap, then bang. It's just like kind of like a handicap. Does he make it up on the offensive end? Maybe. You could say that, yes, but hey, it's always. I feel like Atlanta's always gonna be a Swiss cheese defense if they have Trae Young. I mean, it's just something to think about. Does Trae Young make a defense Swiss cheese? Does Trae Young do? Does Trae Young is Trae Young the problem defensively? I want to know. I actually want to know because that was a terrible defensive performance. I don't think it's just one player, but I mean, that was awful. Oh, what I watched was awful defensively. And Pacers again. Pacers are hard to guard, but really that hard to guard? Like that hard to guard? Like that hard? Really? Like they must be like freaking 2017, 2016 Golden State Warriors are. Like what? Like are they really that hard to guard? Like we gotta have a conversation. If the Pacers are that hard. If the Pacers are that hard to guard, we gotta have an actual conversation now. Like are the Pacers that hard to guard? No, I don't think so. Even yes, they are a pretty good offensive team. I'm gonna give them that credit, but 157? Is that really what's gonna happen? No, it's not. But yeah, that's it. That's the NBA checkup. That's the Knicks checkup too. And yeah, hopefully you like this NBA content. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, and peace out. Let's go Knicks.